Okay, everyone, welcome back to another episode of ECITV. Yeah, I sound like I'm talking too fast.
Well, you could slow down.
Yeah, I know. I should. I'm getting older. I should be getting slower.
Yeah, you got so many heartbeats.
Oh, that's it. I wish these people who went out running every day realise that. You only get so many heartbeats.
That's what the
Don't
hurry
use
is.
them up.
That's what the hurry is. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Anyway, like we said, welcome along. We've got Andy and Shane and myself. So back here, we're going to go over a little bit of profile hubs. We've got a lot of people who have been asking the difference between elite hubs and the newish AC-2 hubs. So we just thought we'd do a little spiel about it, and what we're planning on doing is just a bit of an overview, and then we'll actually do another couple of episodes where we drill into the actual hub, because otherwise, you know, if we go into too much detail now, it's too confusing. Isn't that right?
Yeah. We're probably not going to actually drill into the hub.
No, we're already...
Don't avoid your warranty.
Going to take a look into the workings.
Yeah, that's right. Hubs. And then, look, there are a lot of different aspects and different configurations and everything that are unique to each hub. So if we try and cover them all in the one episode, I think you'd just find it rather confusing. So, like I said, we have had a few people ask, and we thought this would be a good opportunity of showing you a quick overview.
It's difficult to explain the differences because while they look very similar, they're quite different, aren't they?
Yeah, very, very different.
And so the first question I ask people is, do you want it easy to maintain or do you want higher points of engagement? And you sort of quickly find out what people are interested in straight away. I want more points of engagement. So, okay, I'll look at the elite. From a technical perspective, what would you push people towards?
I mean, look, again, depends on what they're after at the time, but obviously having the elite with more engagement, you got less degrees, so it's going to be more instant versus the other one. But yeah, you do have a little bit more drag because you got more moving parts in there to sort of grip. But
I think that's one of the selling points of the AC-2, isn't it? Less drag.
Yeah.
I think that's where, when Profile first sat down to design a new hub and spoke to a lot of riders in regards to engagements, because I mean, like instant engagement or close to instant engagement, like the elites, you would think that's paramount. But after Profile spoke to a number of riders, it was more about the reduction in drag that they were interested in. And so that's where they came up with the concept of the AC-2, where it's less points of engagement, and even to the point where you can reduce it right down to 48. But the free rollingness of it and the lack of drag was far more important to the riders than what the quick engagement was, which realistically, when you think about it, with BMX racing, you know, the quick engagement, I mean, how many times during a race do you actually require that? You know, it's something that, the riders just wanted less drag, simple as that.
That said, the feel of the Elite and the AC-2, while they're not instant engagement, they still feel pretty damn good. You don't have to pedal too far before you engage.
God, yeah. I mean, you look at the Elite, 204 points of engagement. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
For a 180-degree rotation, to have 204 pickup points virtually during that is insane. The other thing that the riders were very, very interested in is serviceability. And you would notice that being a bike mechanic, because realistically you can pull these things apart and put them back together so easily. The AC-2s.
Yeah. It takes minutes to pull it apart, put it back together.
Yeah, and the concept of that, hence the name AC-2, is angular contact bearings. So the bearings themselves actually, where in the past the majority of other hubs have to be pressed in, and the biggest problem actually is pulling a bearing out. You know, you need a blind bearing puller or something like that to get the bearing out. Whereas the angular contact bearings are just held in with a minimal amount of pressure from a wave washer and a split ring. So you can undo that split ring and just pull the hub apart and rebuild it trackside if need be.
Yep.
So that's where that concept comes from. Shane's got alloy surround that the bearing sits in, and then that actually sits inside the hub.
So that's got a slight taper on it.
Yeah. But yeah, the serviceability, you know, when we very first got some AC-2 hubs in, we went to a race meeting. I can't remember where it was. Do you? Casey, that's right. It was too. It was Casey. And we actually ran a competition as to who could pull a hub apart and put it back together the quickest. And it was down to seconds.
I think it was about 20 seconds or something, 26.
Yeah. It was ridiculous that you could actually strip a hub, pull the axle out, pull the bearings out, and then rebuild it in less than a minute. Yeah, it was a matter of less than 30 seconds. It was crazy, and that's how quick and easy it is. So if you do have the situation where you need to change anything in the hub or replace the bearings or whatever, that's you can just do a trackside. As long as you've got a set of circlip pliers, that's all you require.
Yep.
So everything else falls into place.
With the AC-2, there's a lot less hub configurations too, isn't there? You've got more configurable axles. So you've got just a 28 and a 36 hole front hub, and you can go 10, 15, 20 mil with that single hub shell. And then you've got disc and non-disc rear in 28 and 36. But with the Elite, you've got a different hub shells to go 15, 20 for front and for rear. Then you've got a 10 mil front and rear, and then you've got adapters that you could run if you need to.
And that's part of the reason why we said, we'll go into detail separately with it, because it's
gets
too
complex,
confusing.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And like the AC-2s have been around now for a couple of years.
Must be pre-COVID, about 5 or 6 years, I'd say.
Well, I mean, that's why I say a couple of years, because COVID you have to wipe, you have to add 3 years to everything that you think about. So, it was pre-COVID.
I reckon at the World Cup in Shepparton, we were servicing some because some of the riders were new to them. I think it was Anderson Souza from Brazil.
Yep. Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yep. So, and they were quite new. I think they literally only came out maybe 6 months or less before that.
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, well done. That's
my young memory.
That's why I've got you here. So.
Not for my good looks.
So, like with all the profile stuff, USA made, all the parts we carry here, we sort of pride ourselves on the fact of, you need a shim, you need a screw, you need anything, a bearing, a driver, anything like that, we've got it in stock. Yep. If we haven't got it in stock, we'll have it within 2 weeks. I mean, we constantly get shipments from Profile for that reason, and we make sure that we carry everything here, whether it's an Elite hub, a set of column cranks or a whatever. It doesn't matter. All the Profile stuff we carry, all the small parts. And the serviceability, there are some other hubs on the market at the moment which are very popular, but the serviceability of them is very, very difficult. Whereas these, like I said, it's quite easy. Even the Elites are fairly straightforward. It's just a bit more of a process putting the bearings in and out, which is the same as any hub, apart from the AC-2. So, Shane touched on the configurations, and with both hubs, there's some tie options, bolt options, and obviously, as you can see in front of us here, colour options. It's probably makes it really awkward actually, because there is a massive range of colours, and on top of that, they do bring out some limited colour runs. I think the current one is 2-headed gator colour. Yeah,
and then they got the...
Which is pre-order only, so if you got some, good luck.
Yeah, that's right. And they're bringing out a
Hallahan.
Hallahan new one. It's like a snow type colour.
Yeah, but that's in the Elite only. No non-disc, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's because we're going to go into detail probably in a week's time or so with the AC-2s, and then another episode with the Elites. If you do have any questions that you would like answered specifically on those hubs, please shoot us an email or something. Have we got any weird ass email thing like we used to have, or is it?
Weird ass email?
Well, it used to be some strange thing for show us your bike or something. I never understood it.
We just got weird ass hosts. We've got normal emails. You can just email Gary at ECITV.com.
Or Shane. Then Andy H.
Andy H.
We have store.
We do have stores,
Yeah,
so you got plenty to choose from.
Yeah, all at ECIimports.com.
That's
so, shoot us an email in regards to it, and you can probably even comment on YouTube, can you?
You could. I don't know if we'll read it. No, we'll read it. One common question, which is always second to, what configurations you can get, is which one's the loudest out of the two? Because generally people who are interested in profile hubs like the noise.
Yep.
And some of them just like to scream around the track. So I kind of did a comparison with a couple of guys once, and they're very, very close to each other, but I have a feeling the AC2 is just that little bit louder. And it could be just that I run mine pretty dry and clean, that mine were a little bit louder at the time. But yeah, it sounded a little bit louder than the Elite.
I must admit, that was super popular in BMX racing going back a number of years, the loud hubs. It's now gone in BMX to, wanting relatively quiet hubs. Yet in mountain biking, it's quite the opposite. Like, the louder the better. They really do love the loud hub. And even you see, Logan Martin, who's been running Elite hubs for as long as I can remember, and absolutely loves them. You see him dropping in and everything, and it says bzzz, and people just love that. But the BMX race side of things, I don't know if it's the stealthiness of you don't want the person in front of you to be able to hear you catching up to him, or what?
Well, the thing is, you can make profile hubs quiet.
Yes.
Just pedal, and they won't ratchet.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, we got a phone call.
Didn't even think of that.
Oh, I know another one.
I do too.
What? Tell us. Speak. Oh, great one.
Nope. Well, go to the grave with me.
Go to the grave with it.
Probably like one of the other things would be like which one's good for freestyle and which one's good for race. Like you would, not saying you can't use an AC-2 for freestyle, but it would be more race predominant.
They're not designed at all for freestyle. I'm not saying, like you said, I'm not saying you can't, but whereas the Elites, you have 14mm GDH axle options as well as chromo 3-piece axle options, whereas the AC2s is just your alloy 3-piece. So if you look at running pegs or putting a bit of pressure through your hubs, you wouldn't be running an AC2.
The driver only goes from 12 to 18 anyway. Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah, they're proprietary cogs that go on there, whereas obviously your Elites go from 9-tooth up. So
and the Elites are used by Olympic gold medalists.
That's right. So, exactly.
Some pedigree there.
Yep.
Well, the other thing is that old profile gem of when you're trying to put your driver back in after maybe cleaning it out or changing springs and pulls. It's been quite difficult. You need to wrap it around with fishing line to try and get it in, where the AC2 has ramps on the ratchet ring, so they automatically go in. You don't need any third-party tool or anything to try and get those little springs and pulls in place.
And even the good part about that, this is where Profile is a great product, because they can identify things like that and change it ad hoc. So basically, they've built the ramps, which is what Shane's talking about. So when you put the cassette mechanism in, the little ramps pick up the pawls and just drop them into the ratchet ring. So it means that it's quite effortless instead of using a bit of fishing line or something. So because that was working so well with the AC2s, they've now adopted that with the Elites. So now all the new Elites that are coming on the market has that ramp. So all of a sudden, like I said, this is where it's an advantage, where you make stuff in-house. Instead of having production overseas, they can easily identify something like that and just include it in any of their products. So it's like I said, this is just a quick overview, hence why we've laid out a range of hubs and a few options in drivers and titanium upgrades and everything. But there's so many things that are unique to each hub that it's best if we leave the more nitty-gritties, the details, to a specific episode, I'd say.
Yeah.
So if you do have specific questions, make sure you shoot us a message somehow. Probably Gary at ECI Imports. And,
or Shane.
and we'll make sure we include that in the specific videos.
That's where you're from, isn't it? The Papua New Guinea, isn't that from the Pacific? Pacific Islands?
The specific islands, yeah.
Yeah, so, look, we're going to go over the same ground if we start to talk too much detail about the hubs, as what we will in the episodes. So there is a big difference, and we've been asked quite a bit in regards to the AC-2s as opposed to elites. So keep an eye out for the next couple of episodes, and we'll drill right into it. Not the hub.
I've got a question.
Subject.
I've got a question for each of you guys. What's your preference out of the two? So Andy first.
If I had to choose, can I say mini?
Well, you could, but we're not talking about minis.
Throw a spanner in. There's another episode. Mini hubs.
Mini hubs.
Yeah.
So let's cut that
All
out.
right. So if I can't choose mini, it would have to be a Z coaster
Oh, come on!
because I actually
Kill
run
me!
one. But
What about a Nova?
I don't mind the Nova.
Okay, now we're up to
on.
5 episodes.
We have two choices.
All jokes aside, I would probably
Do you want me just to answer? It might be quicker.
No,
When you're really getting there.
look, I love the simplicity and how the AC-2 you can rebuild it quite quickly. And being very minimal on tooling. But I do like the Elite hub. Having the option for the 204 engagements. Yes, you could take out 3 of the pawls and make it have less engagement on it.
You couldn't halve it, could you?
You couldn't halve it. So
You couldn't mathematically halve it then.
You can have 102 engagement points if you wanted to. Look, I would probably go with the Elite.
Okay. Well, me not being a rider, but I do, service hubs and mess around with hubs and rebuild them and everything for sales here. I'd be AC-2. It's I just can't believe how easy it is to service it. There's been many days of frustration trying to get bearings out of elites. That the ease of the AC-2 is just a game changer as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So for me, it'd be the AC-2. And yourself, Shane?
Well, now that we're only on this camera.
So we haven't got enough time for this one. So
No, I have to be quick, don't I? So engagement's probably less important to me. I'm more swinging towards a easier to maintain hub. Easier to keep clean and keep running smoothly, so I'd go for AC-2 as well. I do run Elite on my cruiser, AC-2 on my 20-inch. I can jump from one to the other. They don't feel too much different to each other. But yeah.
You had Nova there for a fair while, didn't
I've also got Nova on my 26-inch.
Yeah.
Another simple hub.
Yes.
But we won't talk about that one now.
It is another hub that we probably should cover in another episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of people don't even realise about the Nova hub and the advantages of it. So keep your eyes open for probably another 4 episodes of profile hubs. So.
All right. Well, before we go, let's talk quickly about our sale that's coming up, Gary.
Yeah, we for many years now, I think Shane worked out 15 plus years, we've been proud to be the distributor of Answer and SSquared here in Australia, the exclusive distributor. And we've had a lot of good times and a lot of products come and gone. It's been a pleasure working with John over those years, and Blake and Michelle over the years. And we've mutually sort of separated, and so the benefit will be to you guys out there, because come Saturday, I don't know when this is going to be released, but anyway, this coming Saturday, which is the 1st of March, we'll have a big sale on all the in-stock Answer and SSquared products. So it's a great opportunity to be able to jump on and get something. Like we've got a lot of stock on hand, so it's not as if we're clearing out 10 items. There's quite a range, from frames to wheel sets to rims to hubs to dagger forks to all sorts. So they're very healthy, 30-40% off type sale. It varies, but yeah, that'll be launched as from very first thing Saturday morning, or the first of March, and run as long as it takes for us to clear the stock. So yeah, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank John, Marissa, Michelle, and Blake for all their help over the years. The team will continue that we run here in Australia. Under what format, I'm not too sure, but yeah. So be massive sale. So jump on and grab yourself a bargain.
All right, that's about it, is it?
Well, I'd say so, because we're down to one. We're down to one camera. So anyway, that's about it from us. Shoot us any emails to whoever in regards to any questions you might have on the hubs, because yeah, over the next month or so, we'll be releasing different episodes covering each hub. I think it's long overdue, and depending on once we get through that, we might then turn around and start to do one on stems or something. But yeah, I think it's important to get the nitty gritties on the hubs, and yeah, because once we go through that, and I know it's a BMX show, but there's fixed gear hubs, there's mountain bike hubs, there's all road hubs, there's all sorts that we can continue with. But anyway, yeah, the main thing is the elites and the AC-2s. Yep. So anyway, that's about it from me now.
And me. What about you, Nomad?
Like, comment, subscribe. Shane reads all the comments and replies.
Personally. Might be 2 o'clock in the morning, but he will reply. Okay then, everyone. Cheers, and thanks for watching.
See ya.
Come out.
It's,
Good morning, New South Shane speaking.
we're currently filming.
Good, mate.
I think Logan's been running them since I was at ECI originally.
Jeez. Just feel like it's too low. What could be like about here? Need a cushion. Everyone's overpowering me. Feel like Dicky Knee. I've got a Dicky Knee.
You do.
You might have to get the middle.
I don't think I've ever seen Gary do his hair. It's usually just whacks a hat on and away he goes.
Yeah, I know. I actually did.
He even done his makeup today.
I saw that. I was going to say, if you had a haircut or something.
Nah, it's finally grown back a little bit. So
He's something about married this morning.
Oh yeah.